And welcome everyone to round 7 of PAFR Season 4 Division 2. We are here today at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix. Round 7 of this new season of PAFR for Division 2 come after a kind of a crazy race last weekend at Austria. I think it wasn't the most enjoyable race to watch compared to, for example, the French Grand Prix 2 weeks ago. Still a race that gave Paulo Frost his first win on the league, starting almost from last place. But that's history from the past, from last weekend. We are gonna focus now in what we have going on now, this British Grand Prix. We have already drivers have come out of the pit lane to start their first runs in qualifying. First driver is the McLaren of Ben, who I know hasn't had, I think, the best luck in the last races. We've been a bit of his season. Remember that he had the chance of winning in Imola, got messed up due to some safety cars and a mistake he did at the end of the last restart, at the start of the last restart, at the end of the race, I'm sorry. But here comes again to give it another try. He has the pace, but we will see if he is able to capitalize and make a good job today. So we're gonna be following him into his first flying lap, the first driver that's gonna set one today. Coming into the end of Sector 1, and it's a 27.7. Now is gonna come into Copse, of course, the corner where Verstappen and Hamilton crashed in real life, going into 8th gear through the Copse corner. Now coming into Maggots and Beckett's, only going down into 7th gear. Oh, and there gets a bit of a tiny slide. I think he didn't get the better traction out of those corners. 1:4.0. The time in Sector 2, I think it could have been much better without a couple of mistakes he did on the lap. Up into 7th gear, now down into 3rd for the last chicane. Coming into the line, and it's gonna be a 27.8 for Ben. I think it's not the best time for this track. Fudge Cakes now comes into the line and does a much worse time, a 29.7. Vintage Grease goes up into 2nd place with a 27.9 on the medium tires. CHR comes into 3rd with a 28.0, but also on the medium tires. So good job there by Vintage Grease and CHR, qualifying in 2nd and 3rd place on the medium tires. And I also have to say something about that. I usually say that it's not gonna be possible for drivers to make it on the top 10 on the medium tires. Usually I say that for most circuits. But in this case, in Silverstone, I think you only lose around 5/10 with the different compound of tires. So I think today we might be seeing maybe 1 or 2 people making it on the medium tires in the top 10. Have Ironite and Echo have done a lap on the mediums as well, but their times are a bit far behind. Ouch does the same and goes up into 5th place, the winner from the French Grand Prix 2 weeks ago. 28.3 with the medium set of tires. Have Isaac, new driver on the league, with a 28.3. PAFR Luke, of course, the man that's been dominating most of this championship, now comes and is gonna take P1 by by 6/10 ahead of Ben, more than half a second faster than the McLaren driver. He kinda disappeared last weekend in Austria. I think he was trying racing with no traction control and No, I'm sorry, I think no ABS and no racing line. I'm not sure if he's still trying to race with no ABS and no racing line today. But if he's managed to control it, he's done an excellent job, going up already into P1 by 6 tenths ahead of the McLaren driver, Ben. Of course, we still have half the grid to go. On this qualifying session, we're gonna go on board with Rishi now on the Aston Martin. Man that hasn't had the best luck recently. Could have won a couple of times, but unfortunately for him, never happened in the season. In the races we've had now, the only winners are PAFR Luke, has won 3 races. Rishi there invalidates out of the SS of Maggots and Beckett's. I was saying Luke has won 3 times, then we have Arin who won in Imola, we have Euch that won in France, and our most recent winner Paulo Frost from the Austrian Grand Prix. We go now with Happy Gilmore, one of the usual top guys of the league, but also has not been able to win. We usually see him on the top 5, top 6 maybe in most races. Now coming into Maggots and Beckett's, it's gonna be a 3.5 into sector 2. Should be ahead of Ben by around 2 tenths, maybe even better. Coming into the line, and it's gonna be, yeah, it's actually almost. They're getting a bit closer into PAFR Luke by only 2 tenths behind. Good job by the Alpine there. Now we are gonna go with the teammate of PAFR Luke, of course your host and league owner Arin, on the other Red Bull, also trying to qualify on the medium tires. It's a 27.8 for Arin in sector 1. He's gonna meet with Womax and Vintage Grease coming into Cup's corner, but not gonna make a problem for him. Wow, nice flat corner on 8th gear through Cubs. I guess he's won a good amount of time there. Oh, but he invalidates. He cuts a bit the corner through Maggots and Beckett's, and yeah, this is gonna invalidate his lap. But I have to say, that was a 1.4.1, which is close to what Ben did on the soft tires. The difference is Arin was doing it on the medium set of tires. Oh, and there's a spinner there from Indie Gamer into turn 1 or turn 2. In the gravel you see that Haas car. Oh, and he's been disqualified. Disqualified for going the wrong way. This usually happens. Typical glitch of qualifying. Now Indie Gamer will have to start last on this race. Typical qualifying glitch. Thankfully it has not bothered anyone. We have around 8 more minutes to go on this qualifying session. We're going on with CHR, who has a purple sector too. He is right now only 9 tenths behind, but with the medium tires compared to PAFR Luke now with the softs. Can he try and beat the Red Bull for P1? Coming into the final couple of corners, and it's gonna be no, he won't be able to beat him, but makes almost the same time as Happy Gilmore. It's a 27.3. Makes it up into 3rd place. Bang now has improved his time. Goes up into 4th, and Echo doing a really good job. Sitting there only 4 tenths behind the leader PAFR Luke. Could be in contention for a win today. Why not? My good friend Echo there, making a really good qualifying session today. And Kelly, wow, on the medium tires, makes it a 27.6 into P6. Vintage Grace now is gonna come into the line on the soft tires and is gonna set the fastest time. Previous time was set on the mediums. Now with the softs goes first fastest, 27.0, 1/10 ahead, almost 2/10 ahead of PAFR Luke. We are now following PAFR Luke, who is in his second run. He's looking there to retake that P1 from Vintage Grease. He's not pushing, I'm sorry. It's 5 times slower in Sector 1. So no reason to continue watching that lap. Still, he's deploying his ERS, so I don't know what's going on here. So 5 minutes to go and still 4 people have not set a lap. That's Juventino, JB, Eat My Dust and Arin. Currently we only have Kelly and Ouch on the mediums on the top 10, but possibly will be demoted by one of these 4 who's still gonna make a lap, gotta set their lap times. Possibly Eat My Dust and Arin, if they go for the soft tires, will be demoting the medium runners. At least Ouch possibly will be demoted out of that top 10. 4 minutes ago, most people coming into the pit lane just to wait for the timer to get around 3 or 2 minutes remaining to come out for their final run. Womax is one of the drivers that's currently on a run. Nice taking of Maggots and Beckett's down into 6th gear for the exit of the corner. Nice traction there. And it's improving 2 temps into Sector 2. That would place him around P7, I guess, just behind or maybe ahead of his teammate. So could be row for the AlphaTauri team in the start of this race, coming into the line, and it's gonna be P7, as I was predicting, only 30 thousandths lower than his teammate Echo on P6. That's coming out for his final run. He has to go off the road to let drivers get past. Oh, and he spins, but it's not really gonna affect him. It's just a tiny spin on an out lap. Time is still enough to come into the line and set a new lap, so no problem with that. There goes the AlphaTauri. So we're gonna go now with Happy Gilmore, the man on 3rd place, one of our challengers for pole position today, possibly on what will be his final run on this qualifying session. Down into 5th gear for the exit of Maggots and Beckett, but him validates out of the corner. Though he was improving 2 temps, which I think, no, it wouldn't be enough for P1, but he still had that final sector to improve. Well, I just hope he still has the fuel for one more lap, and seems that is the case, as he has not dived into the pit lane. So Happy Gilmore will have one more chance to try and fight for pole position. There goes Happy Gilmore, gonna start his final flying lap. Following Happy Gilmore through his final lap, now CHR has come into the line and is set a 27.2, improves 1 place from exactly Happy Gilmore, but not gonna be able to challenge for pole position, so that was his final run. He's not gonna have enough time for one more, nor the fuel, of course, already out of it. Here comes Happy Gilmore, also on his final run into sector 2. It's a 1.3.3, improving only 1/10. That could be enough to retake that third place CHR has just take away from him, but not enough to get that pole position. Now he's gonna meet a bit of traffic into the final couple of corners. It's Paulo Frost just ahead, about to start his flying lap. He's gonna pick a bit of that dirty air, I guess, coming into the line, and is making it up into third place. Missed it from second only by around 11 thousandths is the time, but he missed that second place today. But here comes PAFR Luke trying to retake his P1. He's gonna come into the line. Can he make it or not? No, he can't. Misses out on pole position by 20 thousandths of a second. But Vintage Grease still with one more lap to even improve that even more. It's gonna be the Mercedes driver who's gonna be on pole position, looks like. Eccles has managed to improve up into, well, has not improved up his place, but has improved his time. 2/10, a 27.3 for the AlphaTauri driver. And Vintage Grease finally has made a mistake in his final lap. Not sure if he knew that Luke had already invalidated or not, but in any case, there you go. It's gonna be Vintage Grease who will be on pole position today. Or actually, Rishi's coming into the line. Can he take that away? Yes, he can! Rishi takes pole position at the final minute. At the final second, I would say, by only 17 thousandths of a second ahead of Vintage Grease. What an ending of qualifying. Rishi there came out of nowhere and takes that pole position, so I have to say I'm sorry for trying to be too fast in declaring our pole sitter, saying Vintage Grease was already our pole sitter, but was forgetting that the Rishi was still there and is gonna take that pole position at the very last second. Rishi is gonna take pole position for the British Grand Prix. But I have to say that today grid is more close than ever. You can see P1 to P10 almost. It's only 5/10 what separate these drivers. Finally, as I was saying, also there was gonna be maybe one driver to make it on the mediums too in the top 10, and yeah, Kelly has managed to do it. P10 though, but still there on the medium set of tires. If he went on the softs, maybe could have been challenging for pole position, who knows. But he decided to go on the mediums and just made it into P10. Now qualifying has already concluded, so I think just waiting for Echo to retire and we will get going. There you can see 17 thousandths of a second separate Vintage Grease from Rishi. Then you have PAFR Luke in third place, only 37,000 behind of Rishi. There you have the top three in less than a tenth, in less than half a tenth, I can say, and only 37,000 of a second separate the top three. And yeah, you can see that around P8, P9 it's only around 5/10 the gap, so we are gonna have a really close race, and I hope it's a clean one as well. So talking about the start of the race now, I have to say that Vintage Grease usually doesn't get the best starts, the best runs out of the line, so he will have now to focus more than ever in that start of the race to try and not be overtaken by Luke, and at least not lose more than one place and not mess it up like it happened a couple of times in the past races. We are gonna have a tiny break now while we wait for everyone to check on their strategies and on their setups as well. Though I have to say there's not big strategy here in Silverstone. And yeah, there we go. 30 seconds and we are gonna get started with this race. Yeah, I was saying in Silverstone the tires last a lot. You can even try and make the whole race on one set of softs. I did it in the past, around 21 laps on the softs. For some reason I won't explain now, but I managed to take those tires for almost all the race, so you can easily make it on the mediums. The pace won't change too much. So also the pit lane is really long here. So yeah, the game might tell you that you could go on the hard, but that's totally wrong. The only possible strategy here in Silverstone is soft medium or medium soft, nothing else than that. You can even try, if there's a safety car in lap 1, I maybe would pit for mediums and go to the end of the race, because the pit lane is really long. I think it's longer than 25 seconds and the pace won't really change. After many laps on the medium tires really last a lot, so maybe drivers should think about pitting for mediums to the end of the race if there is an early safety car. So we are gonna check now the tires people out of the top 10 are, as I usually do. It's Ouch, it's Eat My Dust, Isaac and Chrome are on the medium tires. Everyone else out of the top 10 is in the softs. Also I just noticed that Arin is out of the top 10. We usually see him in the top 10, but today it's not his day. At least in qualifying hasn't been. Of course you still have the race, and improved. Paulo Frost, winner last weekend, today P17. In qualifying, the race is long, but it's not the best start for the Haas driver. On the top 10, as we already know, Kelly is the only one that managed to qualify on the mediums. He is on 10th place. Fudge Cakes and Paulo Frost have already been disqualified from this session, of course, for colliding into each other. So tires might be ice to the start of the race. Not too much if they did have a good amount of this happened around the end of sector 2, so they already had some time to warm up their tires. Here comes Rishi, our surprising pole sitter into the line. Appeared last moment, was around P17. Then all of a sudden took that P1. It's lights out and away we go. Does Vintage Grease got a good start? No, he hasn't. He's already been overtaken by PFR Luke, but PFR Luke actually has got a great start, and he's already trying to get past Rishi into turn 3. There he has the car already ahead and takes the place. Now I think Rishi was lagging a bit, so he will try and hold his place by the outside there. Now on the inside, PAFR Luke trying to go all the way by the outside now. Rishi leading by 1/10 ahead of Luke. Luke goes a bit off the track there. Now is Rishi gonna whiff like Verstappen in the sprint of Silverstone real life? No, it's not necessary. He goes down the inside and covers the Red Bull. Vintage Grease thankfully did not lose more than a place there. Rishi leads now 3/10 ahead of PFR Luke, but PFR Luke's on the slipstream, trying to get past as soon as possible. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. That is the other Aston Martin of Chromad. It's already off. Here comes PFR Luke, really close, briefing at the back of the car of Rishi. Is he gonna get it past after the exit of Maggots and Beckett into the next straight? He's giving it all though. Rishi's lagging a bit at the lead of the race. Lap 1 is gonna be completed. Rishi leads 4/10 ahead of PFR Luke. Had to do some defensive moves there to hold the Red Bull driver. Red Bull got really a great start of this race, then try and get past Rishi but couldn't do so. Rishi managed to hold the place by the outside then. Oh, and they nearly made contact into turn 4. Luke on the slipstream of the Aston Martin driver. The Aston Martin driver keeps lagging a bit there on the lead of the race. Vintage Grease follows 8/10 behind the two leaders. Then comes Happy Gilmore, then Ben, then CHR, then Womax. And Ekotsus dropped 2 places in the start of this race. Arin has already made it up into P9. Oh, and we are having a battle here between Luke and Rishi into Cops corner. No Hamilton Verstappen crash this time, but it got really close. Luke trying everything. He does not want to wait for the DRS. He is giving it all to get past Rishi as soon as he can. Oh, and Vintage Grease has spun. Vintage Grease spins. Thankfully no damage will be done to the car, but once again Vintage Grease messed something up. So yeah, this is, unfortunately I have to say, it's becoming a habit of messing things up for Vintage Grease. Has the pace both in qualifying and race, but simply hasn't been able to keep it all together and keeps making this kind of mistakes. And now PFR Luke is getting past Rishi into the first DRS zone. Gets the move done, but Rishi will have a counter attack into the next DRS straight if he doesn't lose more than a second on PFR Luke. Now CHR getting past Ben as well. Takes or retakes before of this race from the McLaren driver. Richie keeps lagging on second place, trying to get past PAFR Luke once again. But for now I think he's just gonna stick into his DRS. Oh, there's a yellow flag. That is Paulo Frost off into Maggots and Beckett's. I think he's in the wall, but no safety car has come out due to this. Thankfully, the race is good as it is. CHR though has got past Happy Gilmore as well. Good job there by our Ferrari driver, trying to get close into the leading pack. Of course, that DRS train was messed up due to vintage grid spinning. Then and the Ferrari almost makes a spinner there as well. This will allow Happy Gilmore to try and get past once again. The man on the Ferrari. There goes Ben trying to get past Happy Gilmore. Oh, and they made a bit of contact there. Eckert has got past his teammate up into a 6th place of the race. Luke leads 7/10 ahead of Rishi. Rishi though is trying to get close into Luke that has no more area. Oh, and Luke goes wide. Luke goes off the track, makes a mistake there. This is gonna allow Rishi to get closer into the second DRS straight. Is he gonna try and get the move done? Yes, he will. Rishi no, he doesn't retake the place. Luke breaks really late by the outside. Is he gonna try and send the dive down the inside now? No, he will wait. He'll take his time. He already forced Luke into one mistake. Try to force him into another one now. Another yellow flag, and that is JB, I think, into turn 1 or turn 2. An indie gamer has gone round as well. Seen a couple of spinners on this race. Luke keeps the lead, but Rishi is there breathing at his back. Luke running out of ERS with every lap that goes. Another yellow flag, I think that's in the gamer in P19. Here comes Rishi, he's gonna go down the inside, but Luke will try and break the latest. No, this time it is Rishi who takes the place. CHR battling against Happy Gilmore as well, coming into the final chicane. There goes the Alpine down the inside, but CHR will manage to stay ahead. Ben on the McLaren, also trying to see if he can catch something here. There he goes, trying to get past the Alpine of Happy Gilmore into turn 1. But he quickly backs off. He knew he wasn't going to have enough pace to do enough straight line speed to go side by side into turn 1, so it didn't happen. Might think about dive into turn 4. No, backs off, just waiting. Oh, makes a tiny mistake. This will allow Echo to have a good run into the first DRS straight. But actually Ben has also his ERS to deploy there. Rich once again loses the place against PAFR Luke. Luke retakes the lead into the first DRS straight. This has turned to be now only a battle for the win of this race between these two. Everyone else is far behind. Luke leads the pack, but there comes Rishi. Is gonna make an easy move on the second DRS straight. They're both gonna go side by side, and yeah, Rishi will easily retake the place into the corner. Here comes Happy Gilmore against Ben. Ben is trying to battle against the Alpine. He could try and send the dive by the outside here, and yes he does. Who is gonna stay ahead after this, I ask? It's Ben who makes a good move there by the outside. Takes the place from Happy Gilmore, but this is not over yet. Here comes Happy Gilmore into turn 1. Also not getting the enough speed he needed to go side by side with him into the corner. So he just has to back off. Here comes Luke down the inside of Rishi, but this time the overtake does not happen. Rishi will stay ahead for one more lap. So I actually have to say it's been a really clean race till this point, which makes me really happy. No DNFs right now. 20 drivers still racing on this British Grand Prix. Here comes PAFR Luke on this slipstream of Rishi. Is he gonna get the move this time? No, he's not going for it yet. But this time Rishi has had to use some of his ERS to defend. And is not good news for our Aston driver, who now is on the same conditions as PAFR Luke. He had the ERS advantage before. Now that advantage is no more. It's battle on equal condition for our two race leaders. On the third place, the battle continues between CHR, Ben, Happy Gilmore, echoed as well. Gonna check a bit of the midfield, what I could call it that way. There goes Arin on P10 trying to close the gap on Elch. Elch is on the medium set of tires, still holding a good pace. Ironite goes a bit wider. Elch's teammate, they don't need to mess it up between teammates. Here comes Arin on this slipstream of Elch. He has the ERS to try and get past him, but there's no place for dive on there. Elch, kind of strange lines, I think, from the Williams drivers. Both of them, I don't know, I got something wrong there. Finally, Kelly didn't manage to capitalize on those medium tires. Maybe he should have tried to go for the softs for this race, for the start of this race. He's been stuck through all this race there in P11. The lead keeps changing between Rishi and PAFR Luke. Go both racing not really hard, I have to say. Oh, and Rishi's coming into the pit lane. I think that's a bit early for the Aston driver. Yeah, I think it's early. It's an early pit stop. Those softs still were gonna last some more laps. So there you go. Early pit stop by our Aston Martin driver is gonna change for the medium tires. Kelly now gets a 3-second time penalty, which makes things from bad to worse for him. Not able to capitalize on this strategy, on the alternative strategy, starting on those medium tires. He's holding there until only P10, I'm sorry, due to the pit stop. Oh, and there goes Ben and CHR going side by side. Well, let's hope we don't see a Hamilton Verstappen now, because they are going side by side through. They're gonna be side by side through cups as well. But yeah, Ben backs off. Ben has to back off there. Luke leads the race now, 3 seconds ahead of CHR. I think it's gonna extend. I don't think he's gonna come into a pit lane on this lap. Yeah, he's gonna extend. I think, to be honest, Rishi went on the pit really early. Oh, and that's Juventino on the wall. Juventino in the wall into cops. Well, somehow that's not been a safety car. We keep following the train for second place between CHR, Ben, Happy Gilmore and Eckert. Not big changes, I have to say, on this race. It's been a kind of a calm race. People racing really cleanly, holding the pace, not much attacks apart from what we've seen, the multiple exchange of plays by Luke and Rishi. Rishi now getting close into Paulo Frost and those fresh medium tires. Now the gap between him and Luke is 27.5 seconds. So when Luke pits, he's gonna be maybe a bit behind. If he's still on the DRS range though, it's gonna be a big loss for Rishi. Oh, and Ben gets a 5-second penalty for spitting in the pit lane. Happy Gilmore stays out to take the lead of the race. The question is, where is Luke gonna come out? Is he gonna be behind, or is he gonna be ahead of Rishi? Here comes Rishi into the final corner. He's gonna come do the fastest lap of the race, and he is gonna be ahead of PAFR Luke. But now with 2-lap-old medium tires, and Luke is not far behind at all. Luke is only 2 seconds behind Rishi. So with fresher tires, can he close the gap? Yellow flag on sector 1, that is JV, I think. No, it is Ironite. He's gone off there. Happy Gilmore almost pulling away a second from Eckert. Eckert doing his best to keep the pace with the Alpine ahead of him. Now Happy Gilmore is coming into the pit lane. Eckert is gonna extend one more lap. Happy Gilmore now coming out of the pit lane. He's gonna be just behind CHR. He's also actually almost got ahead of Ben there, but Ben will manage to hold him to his place. They were side by side, but at the end Ben did the correct move and hold Happy Gilmore behind. So Eckert leads 4 seconds ahead of Euch. Then comes Kelly in third place, 5.6 seconds behind of the Williams driver. Then comes Isaac, picked another 3-second time penalty. Then It by Dustin, 5th place, 9 seconds behind the leader. All of these guys on the medium set of tires. Oh no, and Rishi's left the session. Rishi's lagged out. So that might be a heartbreaking moment for our Aston Martin driver. Leaving the lobby in the worst moment possible. This is allowing Luke to get close into him now. It's like if he had an engine problem. And yeah, Luke is gonna go now and get past him into the final 2 corners with fresher tires. That might be the win for PAFR Luke. Rishi, due to the disconnection, might be just about to lose this race. Ben now getting past Richie as well, who unfortunately still cannot take control of his car. Now he does, and he's gonna go side by side with CHR. But Richie, thankfully for him, will stay ahead. But that win might be already thrown away. That strategy, the aggressive strategy, trying to pit a bit earlier to go for an undercut, finally thrown away because of a lag problem, a disconnection. Now he can try and get past Ben, but Ben does have a bit fresher tires than him. So kind of a sad moment of the race. Now most possibly Luke will be the man who will win this race. Richie gets past Ben. Into the final corner they go, and yeah, now Richie is 3 seconds behind Luke on all their tires. So yeah, in normal conditions, that's the win over for him. Kelly and Isaac now coming in for a new set of soft tires to go to the end of this race. We have Elch still leading the pack by 6.5 seconds ahead of It My Does. So really now the only thing that could change this race would be a safety car. If not, it's gonna be, I think, an easy win for Luke at this point. So yeah, safety car would be the only thing that would change this race. But I have to say, I'm really happy with the clean racing I've seen today. Lap 15 of the race, and still we've got 20 drivers racing. Here comes Elch on lap 15 into the pit lane, our current race leader. The driver that was best positioned on the different strategy, I mean the medium tires. Now coming in for fresh soft tire. Oh, and there's a yellow flag. What is that for? I think it was nothing big. I didn't see any car crash or anything on the map. So everything should be okay. Kelly there making his way past on these soft tires. Already made it up into P9. Where is Elch gonna come out? Then is the question. Luke's already got past. Now Rishi, CHR, Elch, Happy Kilmore as well, Akut. Elch is gonna be just behind of Ben. So may Elch have some chances on this race. At least he has that P8 on the bag, possibly. Yellow flag in sector 3, I think that is an Alfa Romeo of fudge cakes. It My Does now is your new race leader by 10 seconds ahead of PAFR Luke. Then comes Rishi in third place, 3.5 seconds behind the Red Bull. He's starting to lose a bit of pace. Has managed though to pull away from CHR, 1 second gap, so he won't have him bothering him on the DRS. Then Happy Kilmer on P5, Akon on P6. We have Ben on P7 and Elch, who should start getting closer into the front pack at any moment now on those fresh soft tires. Oh, and that's a crash from Juventino, I think. Yeah, Juventino spun into the first corner. Oh, and he's got a 10-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. Not a good day for the Ferrari driver, Juventino. Isaac's retired, but he's done it in the pit lane, so thankfully it won't change anything. Kelly picks now a 3-second time penalty, and well, Isaac is our first retirement of the race. So yeah, at this point, I'm still happy. Only one retirement by lap 16, by lap 17 now. I'm gonna focus now in Euch's race, which I'm interested now, who is on the alternative strategy. There's not much to see apart from this, I have to say. Been a really Pacific race, if we can call it that way. Euch 1.9 seconds behind of Ben. They're gonna be fighting for P7. Euch has the tire advantage and should easily get past when he catches him. Really fast through Maggots and Beckett's. 1.5 is the gap now. Now the only man that we were waiting to make his final stop, It by Dust, coming into the pit lane. 17 lap old medium tires he had. Oh, but he has to replace his wing as well. Juventino retires in the pit lane. Yeah, he had nothing else to do in this race, I think. Euch now sets the fastest lap of the race. This will also, with It My Dust pitting, Euch has been promoted into P7 of the race. I think Euch might be there for a podium today. He should be getting close, should be getting in the DRS range from Ben into the next DRS straight and possibly getting past as well. But Ben does have more ERS now to try and defend a bit. Try to pull away from that 1 second gap. We have another car off the road. That is Iron Knight. Going now with Euch that finally catches that DRS from Ben. We'll try and get past in the next race, not in this one. No, actually he has not got DRS. I got that wrong. And I actually might have talked a bit early because Euch is not closing too fast on Ben. I have another yellow flag. I wonder what that is. Oh, it's Echo, unfortunately spun round. No way. He was doing a good race till this point. Here comes Aaron following Kelly. An older medium tire, so good job by Aaron there, holding the pace, the train, with older tires than the man he has ahead, Kelly. JB picks a 3-second time penalty now. So Euch finally got close into there, Aaron making the move on Kelly, getting past into 7th place of the race. There you have Euch already on the back of Ben. This time he will have that DRS. Ben has already used a lot of his CRS to defend from Euch's attack, so Euch should possibly be getting past into the next race. Well, it's 5 tenths behind, so it's not gonna be an easy job anyway. But here comes Euch on the slipstream of Ben. Ben deploying the last of that ERS he has. So Euch at least has that 6 on the back. Arin is 4.3 seconds behind. But he wants more. He's trying to get past the McLaren driver. Can't manage to do it yet. And something happened there to Happy Kilmore, who is now lost the train with CHR and Rishi. Oh, and Iron Out is out, but in the pit lane. Again, no changes are gonna be happening due to this. Now this is good for Ben, as he now has a DRS to defend from Euch's attack. This, well, this is not even a battle for position. Ben has 11 seconds of penalties. Euch only has 3, so Euch has P5 on the back, I could say. Lap 21 of the race, 6 laps to go. PFR Luke leads 2.8 seconds ahead of Rishi. Rishi seems to have the better pace, but still, he would need to shorten up around 2 seconds to make it into a DRS range of PFR Luke, which is mostly impossible. Not impossible, of course. Mistakes from Luke can happen, but in normal conditions it's almost impossible that it happens. I actually wonder what is happening to PFR Luke. He's losing a bit of time to Rishi, actually. 2.4 is the gap. 2.3. What's happening in that Red Bull? Is there any issue there? 2.3 the gap now, or is just Rishi pushing too hard? Oh, and that's Indie Gamer off into turn 1 or turn 2. But once again, retakes control of the car, and no safety car will be deployed due to that. 2.2 the gap between Luke and Rishi. This is not over yet. Also, we don't have to forget about CHR, who is keeping the train with the Aston Martin driver. It could be a three-way battle for the win at the end of this race. Never know what can happen. 5 more laps to go. Paulo Frost picks a 3-second time penalty now, as you can see there on the screen. JB's retired Bertel safety car is crashed out into... Oh, safety car! Safety car in the final laps of this race. Well, and now it's a dilemma. Stay out or pit for fresh soft tires. What are the leaders gonna do now? Well, it could be anything. It's 10 lap old mediums for Luke, 12 lap old mediums for Rishi. Do you want to have fresh softs for the final laps of this race? Or do you want to stay out on those medium tires? So, Luke and Rishi are staying out, but CHR is coming in. He's going for the different strategy. He's gonna go for fresh soft tires. Euch is gonna stay out as well. Ben is coming in. Arin is staying out. How many places is CHR gonna drop though due to this? There goes CHR for fresh soft tires. He's gonna come out in P7 or P8. No, P9 actually, I think. He's gonna be behind Vintage Grease. So he's lost around 6 places to have fresher tires for the end of the race. We will see if it was the right or the wrong decision in just a couple moments when the safety car goes out. The game max gives 2 laps of racing, never gives 1, so we will be seeing that safety car go out after lap 24. Luke leads, Rishi in second place, then comes Happy Kilmore, Elge, Arin, Kelly, Womax, Vintage Grease, CHR, Ben, Paulo Frost, Chromat, Eckert, Eat My Dust, Fudge Cakes and Indie Gamer are 16 drivers we still have on this race. Who is gonna be the winner though? It could be one of the top 3, could even be Elge, but he has that handicap of the penalty, 3-second time penalty, has the fresher and faster tires. Or it could be CHR, who knows? With those totally fresh tires, have to keep an eye on him on the restart. Safety car will be going out on this lap, 100% sure. Never gives 1 lap of racing, it gives only max 2 laps of racing. So we will be going in the next lap. So safety car is on this lap. We are gonna have 2 more laps of racing. There will be no DRS though. It will be all old school way. No DRS. CHR, show us what you can do on fresh, soft tires. Can you make up the enough places to retake at least a podium today? Can you make something even better and win the race? And we are gonna get going now. PFR Luke is gonna restart the race. Not pushing yet. He does now, but it's not been the best restart for PFR Luke. Rishi is there at the back of this slipstream. Can he try and get past into turn 3? No, he's too far behind to do so. I'm gonna go now with CHR. He needs to dive now down the inside. He's already got past. No, he's trying to get past Vintage Grease all the way by the outside. He's gonna get the move. Oh, they bang wheels. They bang wheels. I just hope he does not have the damage there. Oh, and Vintage is off. Vintage is off the road there. CHR, really aggressive racing there by our Ferrari driver. I hope he's not have any damage to that car. It would be really unfortunate. He's getting really good traction. He's now looking for getting past Womack. Looking for Womack, and he almost forces him into the wall. And unfortunately picks a penalty, but I think he could get that one removed as he was forced a bit off the road. In the lead of the race, here comes Rishi trying to fight against PAFR. Luke is on the back, on his slipstream. He's gonna send a dive down the inside here. Yes, he's trying. No, it's not gonna be possible. Final lap of the race. Can Rishi do anything against PAFR Luke? He seems to have the better pace though. Is there a place? Is there a gap he can look at? Is there something he can do against Luke? Luke goes to the inside. He's gonna cut this slipstream. Not gonna let Rishi pass easily. Kelly getting past CHR, and CHR spins and is gonna go in the wall. And yeah, the strategy finally did not pay well for him. Gonna follow the battle for the lead for the final moments of this race. Who is gonna be the winner? Is it gonna be Luke? Is it gonna be Rishi? Have one more straight. Rishi 3/10 behind. Both will deploy all of the rear rest now. On this slipstream follows Rishi 2/10 behind. PAFR Luke, he is gonna have a look to dive down the inside into the final chicane. He should send it. Rishi, no, I think it's too far behind to do so. And it's gonna be PAFR Luke who will win his 4th race of the season. Here comes Luke into the line and wins the British Grand Prix. Rishi, due to a timing glitch, is dropped into 4th place, but that's gonna be... Of course, he finished the race in 2nd place. When you lag out and rejoin, timing glitch happens. He finishes the race in 2nd. Then Happy Gilmore will take the podium, will complete the podium in 3rd place. Arin, actually, really good job there by Arin, picking a 3rd place of the race, and Womack as well. Good job. P4, P5, and Idmaidas P6. And once again, one more weekend, the win slips away from the hands of Rishi. That's the end of the race. Luke wins, Rishi takes 2nd place, and Happy Gilmore will complete the podium. So, seems the top three are not able to attend the interview sadly, so we're gonna have to cut the stream now. So, thanks again for watching, being with us, racing. I was happy with that. The race was much cleaner than last weekend race. We were around lap 15. We had still the 20 drivers racing. So, oh, so I just being notified by Rishi that he can actually join interviews. So we are gonna be interviewing the man in second place. So I'm gonna start quickly a party chat with him to make the interview. So we will be waiting here for Rishi to join the party chat to make him some questions. Okay, and he has arrived, so welcome Rishi to the post-race interviews. You will be the only one today as Luke and Happy Gilmore can't make it. So first of all, I have to congratulate you for the second place. I know it could have been much better without the disconnection, so just excellent job making damage limitation there. No, it's not what you wanted, but we are gonna review the whole race, including qualifying. So I'm gonna start with qualifying. So I think you didn't have the best time at the start, but then at the end you came and took that pole position out of nowhere. So were you just waiting for the final run, or did actually you didn't have good laps of the start? Then I'm gonna ask about the race, maybe about those first laps against PAFR Luke. So first of all, I'm gonna talk about the start. Do you think you got a good start of the race, or wasn't the best start, or actually Luke got a massive start? As you remember, going side by side through turn 3, turn 4 as well, having to go really defensive, and also all those battles exchanging places with him.
Yeah, so definitely wasn't my best start off the line. But I think Luke and I had a very good battle after that. We left each other plenty of space, we respected each other, and yeah, I think he had an amazing start from B3, the straightaway overtook Vintage Quiz and came side by side, so you definitely had a good start as well.
Next question will be about the strategy. So you came to the pit lane really early from Silverstone. I think soft tires usually last, I think can easily do around 12 or 13 laps. I know they recommend it is around lap 10 to come in for the medium tires, but you came in 2 laps earlier. So was it just trying to cover an undercut from Luke? Was it actually you wanted to do an undercut, pull away more than a second gap, and try to just do flying laps for all the rest of the race, holding that gap? What was exactly the strategy?
Yeah, so I wanted to cover off the undercut from Luke because I know we are going back and forth. So if I didn't pit that lap, he had every opportunity to pull the undercut on lap 9. So I just wanted to cover off and cover off the undercut. And secondly, yeah, with the undercut, I managed to get clean air all the way through, all the way until the disconnect. So I was just riding in clean air, driving my own race, and I think managed to get a 2-second gap on Luke. So I just had to bring the car home, but the disconnect didn't let me do that, obviously.
So, we're gonna talk a bit of the disconnection. So, were you having connection? I think you were having connection problems. I saw you lagging a couple of times on the start of the race. So, have you been having these problems throughout the day, or is it something new? Maybe you weren't expecting it to happen.
It just happened today. I don't know why. Like I was showing the lobby earlier, and disconnected me from the lobby for no reason. And then same thing, it disconnected me mid race and just threw me back into the menus. And I was able to rejoin relatively quickly. So I just don't know why it disconnected me from the lobby. Yeah. So it's definitely a new issue for me.
Then I think my penultimate question will be about those final laps after this safety car went away. So you, I think, had a possibility of a launch at the final chicane on lap
Yeah.
25, but you decided not to go for it. So do you think it was too risky? Maybe you regret not going for the gap, or you think it was just not gonna end well?
It was definitely too risky for me because I wasn't significantly alongside of him. He did leave me the gap, so fair play to him, but I didn't want to take the position like that, so I just backed up and waited for my next opportunity, which never came.
Okay,
Yeah.
next question and final question will be about next weekend race, which I think should be at, is it Hungary?
Yep, Hungary, correct.
Okay, so talk me about Hungary. Maybe it's a track good for you? Is it regular? Maybe you don't like it too much. How are you looking forward into next race?
I definitely like it in time trial a lot, but I don't think it's the best track to have a 50% race because it's being stuck in a DRS after lap 3. So track position would be very important, so probably a soft medium. Try to get as good of a start as possible and just hold position from there. So it's a track I like driving very much, but a track that I don't like to race at.
Okay, then I think that will be all my questions for today. So thank you very much for your time on these interviews. And
Okay.
congratulations again for the podium. I think it's the third of the season.
Yeah, that, that's right.
Okay, so thank you again for your time and congratulations for the podium.
Thank you. Me too. Sorry for the delay, man. The host was having some technical problems.
Oh yeah, no problem for that. No problem.
Yeah, see you, man. Have a good day.
Thanks. Well, I'm gonna finish now the stream, so thanks if you stayed with us till this point. Yeah, we still have 5 people watching us, so thanks for staying with us till the end of the interviews. And yep, we'll meet next weekend for the Hungarian Grand Prix, a totally different track from all the ones we've had till this point. We had Bahrain, Imola, Portugal, we had Spain, maybe kind of similar to Spain, but it's a track that it's difficult to overtake. Hungary, the most difficult track to overtake in all the calendar till this point. And yeah, it's gonna be strategy will be important there, and maybe we'll see some amount of safety cars. So stay with us. Come back at this same time for next weekend race, and goodbye.